Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a last-ditch survival kit that goes around your neck. Stick around. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at a new neck knife that I recently got from Station 9. I've done a review of the Station 9 Seer, which is kind of their combat survival knife. And if you're unfamiliar with the company, there's a few things you need to know right out the gate. Station 9 is designed by T. Lopez out of France, a very renowned knife designer and maker. And then Station 9, the company, is in the US, but the knives are made in China. But I want you to stick with me on this. I know a lot of guys are very against Chinese-made knives and Chinese-made gear. I understand that. But what I think they're trying to do at Station 9 is create very no-nonsense, quality control knives that don't break the bank and that can be used in a last-ditch kind of survival scenario. And the knife we're going to be looking at today is, and the kit that I've put together around it, is this little guy right here. This is the number 7, or called the Trail Ultra. It is a VG10 blade. Comes with a Kydex sheath, and of course I've wrapped my handle with some micro bank line and some hockey tape, and then I've put this lanyard on it, which is actually from Lester River Bushcraft. This is a fire starting material inside that shrink wrap tube, so it's kind of an emergency fire starter. But this little knife is very comfortable in hand. I've been using it for a little bit, and I think it's a very good option if you're looking to put together a small neck knife survival kit, and I'm going to show you mine. So the neck knife survival kit is not my concept. It's not a new concept. I actually learned this from Dave McIntyre, who was a winner of a loan, I think season 2 or 3. Long before he was on that show, he was running a jungle survival school down in South America, and he carried a very similar kit to this. A neck knife that had some key components that could help him survive as a last-ditch effort. Of course, you know, anytime we talk about survival and gear, it's always a layering system. You should have different layers of items on your person, in your backpack, and this around your neck is the absolute last-ditch kind of deal that you're going to be able to use. And what I love about this little knife from Station 9 is the size. The price point, it's only 50 bucks. VG10 steel, which is not bad. And I like the design and shape of it. It really fits my hand pretty well for a small knife. And if you take the time to wrap it, the handle, and customize it to your liking, it's a decent little blade. And it came pretty sharp out of the box. And the Kydex sheath that it comes with is nice. So what I've done is I've put some key components inside these bicycle inner tubes. And these are, of course, great as fire starters all on their own, but they also do a fantastic job of keeping contents fairly dry and contained and tightly secured to the sheath. So on the back side of this, very simply, a decent whistle for emergency communication, so you can do some signaling if you are lost or injured. So I can get to that quickly, and it's out of the way. It's not dangling around my neck. It's secured behind those bands. And then on the other side, the bands are actually kind of a layered system. So there's some thinner bands, take those off, and then I have a thicker band that houses most of the stuff. Now the first thing I want to show you is this. This is my emergency light source, and all this is just one of these photon keychain lights, and they come in a variety of sizes, shapes, colors. Some of them have a constant on, but they fit very nicely on a neck sheath survival kit like this one. And if you position it underneath the band correctly, As this is hanging around your neck, you can activate it, quickly read a map, and then turn it off. And now you have a light source. And of course, one of the more important components is some type of fire starting. So what I've done is I put some of these little tinder tabs that I have. These are just cotton tinder tabs. I don't think these are treated with anything. I put them in a small plastic bag to keep them dry. And then I had this mini ferro rod that came off of something. There was another, I think it was a magnesium ferro rod, and then this was glued to it. This came out, but this actually does a pretty decent job for its size. Let me show you. The number 7 doesn't have a sharpened spine. It does have a little bit of jimping right there just for your thumb to give you some grip, but this portion is not sharpened, and I may sharpen mine later. I haven't decided what I want to do with it, but if you do use the blade as a striker, and I would do it back here so you're not compromising the main cutting edge, I think you can get a pretty decent set of sparks with this. And if I take one of these cotton fire plug things, and there's so many of these different ones on the market, and you can make them yourself. It's just, it's up to you how you want to do it or what you want to use. But the key with these things is always opening them up and fluffing them up a little bit. And of course you can use your knife to do that. Because you want to create surface area for the sparks to get to. So pull that apart, give you a good amount of area for those sparks to hit. And of course you would want to have your tinder already gathered, your smaller sticks, your fine stuff, and you want to always use the principle of pencil lead size, finger size, wrist size, and then arm size for your different levels of wood. So there's that. And then we take our tiny little ferro rod. Just put it right down in there. There we go. Just that easy. So I also wanted to show this real quick, because this will come up. People ask or make a comment that you need to have a breakaway lanyard on a neck knife, and I kind of believe that to be true, because if you do, let's say you're hiking and you slide down a ravine and your neck knife cord gets caught on a branch or something, it could choke you. Now, of course, you got the knife. You can pull the knife out and cut the cord if you're able to do that, if your hands are working. But what's nice about these little breakaway things is that they have a pretty good tight fit, and it just takes some pressure to pull them apart. I have not had these come apart on me while wearing it. The only thing to note is if you're trying to pull the knife one-handed and quick, especially with a tight-fitting sheath, you'll tend to open up the lanyard and then the whole thing comes off. So you have to be kind of aware of that and decide if that's going to work for you, because if you're trying to get to your knife quickly in like a self-defense situation, then maybe a breakaway lanyard is not the best. I don't know. There's probably a lot of different opinions on that, but it's just something to be aware of, because like with this particular knife, it has a very tight retention. You're gonna have to pull it pretty good to get it out, and I want that because I want the security. I don't want to worry about this thing coming off on me as I'm hiking. All right, so that's it. I mean, short video, but I wanted to show this thing to you because neck knives are just so darn handy. Especially, I like to wear them in the wintertime when I'm wearing more layers. That way I'm not, trying to get to my belt knife or my pocket knife, because that's always buried under clothing. This can sit right underneath your jacket. These are also very concealable if you're worried about that. So if you're out hiking and you don't want a big knife dangling off your belt, having a small trail knife like this is enough to at least do some basic survival skills or chores. You know, you could definitely clean an animal with this, no problem. Get some nice fine shavings off wood. It's a very capable little blade, but the main point of this video really is how to take a neck knife and turn it into a last-ditch survival kit. And I think the Station 9 Trail 7 or Trail Ultra 7 is perfect for this. So I'll have links down below for all these companies if you're interested in their gear. Also check out the affiliate links. I have an Amazon store that always helps out the channel. And check out my Facebook group. It is huge. We're like 27,000 members, growing every day. And if you like this kind of content, please do me a favor. Hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notifications. I try to release videos on Fridays and Sundays around 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's my usual. And I try to do at least one video a week if I can, and always posting stuff on my Facebook group and Instagram, so check out those links below. And as always, thank you so much for watching The Prepared Wanderer. We'll see you next time.